I'm Carissa Benjamin, and I was the interior designer in the Ransom District Library project with Tower Pinkster.
My name is Tony Reiner. I'm an architectural designer at Tower Pinkster.
So the plan for this project was to create a library of experiences that was created during the pre-bond efforts. It was imperative to keep the library of experiences at the forefront so that when anyone came into the library, they felt like they belonged.
So we took that plan and started to look at what were the outside forces that might inform the architecture. And we knew that the south side was the main entrance, but we also knew that there's a lot of traffic on the north side, so the north side had to be inviting. And then obviously, as you can see here, there's a beautiful adjacency to the river, so the building wanted to open up to the west, capture that view to the river as much as possible. In addition to that, we wanted to lift the roof a little bit to let some of that natural light come in to enhance the visitor experience without allowing sunlight to come in that could harm the collection. So once we had those critical forces that would affect the architecture, we brought Joe and Aaron several design iterations to kind of gauge what their threshold was in terms of the architecture and the aesthetic. So there was a push to consider a darker texture, maybe that leans more towards the industrial heritage of Plainwell. And then looking at the river as a fluid nature that could sort of inform some curves. So we softened up some corners, offered some curves in the section, and then brought that darker brick into play, all as a tool to then kind of go back and make sure we were achieving those initial forces that we learned in the early parts of the process.
My favorite part of the whole library is the fact that the building's built on the original sites, and the river played a huge part in dictating where the building could go, as well as the materials on the inside of the building. So the color scheme, the palette, having the landscape be an integral part of the building was such an amazing aspect of this project.
There's too many to name in terms of my favorite part of the library. This room certainly is worth the price of admission. I think it's just beautiful with its view. I really enjoyed the process of making and designing the desk with Boardfoot and with Joe and Aaron. There were just so many aspects of it, from it being a truly artful piece to collaborating with local makers, and they made it really clear that that's the first thing that people touch. That's the first interaction they have with the building. So taking everything that we were working on with them over the years in terms of architecture and interior spaces, and trying to find a way to let all of that culminate into one moment. So I have a real strong place in my heart for that desk.
Having this be my first project from start to finish and have it be in my hometown, it's pretty great, it's pretty cool.